having a rainy reset day. I just got back from a 7-day trip to Ontario and it was a lot and I'm exhausted and I'm doing all the things to get caught up to try and feel like a human again. And you guys are gonna come along the journey with me. I'm getting caught up on my life, getting my life together, and also getting caught up on business stuff, which, if you're wondering what these boxes are, there's some exciting stuff that we're going to show you shortly. But yes, let me just talk about the trip quickly. So we went to visit my stepdaughter who's in university at Western in Ontario, and we visited her for 3 days. So we went and visited the campus and we visited some of my husband's family that lives there. And then after we visited my stepdaughter, we visited my bestie and her boyfriend, and they live in a very cute little area called Collingwood in this little kind of, I guess it's like a ski resort called Blue Mountain. So we went to like these very like après ski style places and just had a blast. So my friend Kelly, hashtag at the Freedom Babe, or is it Freedom Babe? I don't know. If you go to my page, you'll see her everywhere. She's the type of friend that I literally just have an ongoing text conversation with. We talk about every single overanalyzation, every minor inconvenience, everything exciting. She's one of those friends that can really celebrate you and we can celebrate each other. So we had the best time, and it's cute how her boyfriend and my husband get along. It's just so cute. They're besties. So yeah, it was just an awesome trip and I am excited to get back to things. Actually feel, even though I am tired, like I feel refreshed, I feel excited to get back to work. Whereas sometimes you come back from a trip and you're just so tired and you just don't even want to do anything. I'm like, no, I'm like so pumped to get stuff done. So for my reset day, I've already gone for a nice long walk. I did a leg day, which is the hardest workout day, but I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna go hard and get my least favorite exercise out of the way for the week. And then I made a nice breakfast for my husband and I. So now I've been so excited to open what's in these boxes. This is our packaging. And the packaging was delayed. It took longer than it was supposed to. And that has caused us to have to change our launch date. And make sure you're on the mailing list. So there is a link in the show notes, or just go to godsfavorite.co. It's that easy, godsfavorite.co. And the packaging took longer, but I'm going to talk to you about spiritually why I think that happened. I've had a lot of spiritual revelation in that time. So maybe when I go upstairs to clean my bathroom and do my laundry, and you guys are gonna come with me to do that, obviously, then we can talk about kind of like the deep dive spiritual stuff. But I'm getting very anxious to open these boxes. I wanted to open them last night when we got home, but I was like, no, I got to do it on camera, because last time I was going to open, when we got our inventory, I was gonna open everything on camera, but I got way too excited and didn't feel like filming and just went at it. But the packaging, I'm doing with you guys. I'm gonna tell you, I'm a little nervous because seeing everything, like they send you pictures of everything before you send it. We skipped the sampling phase. It was gonna delay everything another 6 weeks. And we were like, no, let's just do it. Send me photos as we go and I'll approve everything. The color, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna like the color. I'm a little worried. And I know for a fact there's one brown thing that doesn't match the other browns. So I am nervous. I don't think it's gonna be perfect, but let's see. I'll give you my real reaction. Okay, you guys ready? I'm gonna get some scissors. Okay, guys. Here comes the moment of truth. There's 3 boxes, so I don't know what is going to be in which one. Oh my God, this one's super heavy. Ugh. Should have got my husband to just like open them and do all this annoying part. And then I could just, oh, okay, so I think this is the shipping boxes. So this will be like, you know, when you get it in the mail. I'm gonna have to put it together for you guys too, so you can get the full picture. Oh my gosh. Okay, I got it all. I need to turn the fireplace off. It is so hot. Okay. 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 Oh, no, I love it. Ooh, okay, it's very chocolate brown, which I love. In the pictures, it looked like gray, and I was worried, but I get now why it does, like if the light hits it. Okay. Look how cute. That's the inside. Okay, I'm gonna put this together so you guys can see what it's gonna. I put it all together so you guys can see it. So cute. And so it'll open like this. I love. So this, on the outside, it has our little monogram. This was supposed to be chocolate brown, and it's actually like embossed. So it's like you can feel it, like it like sticks out. So it was supposed to be like chocolate brown on chocolate brown, but they made a mistake and made it our light blue color. But I actually love it. I love the brown and blue together. I think it looks amazing. It's so rich, like the brown is so rich. I love it, I love it. Okay, more boxes. This one is, I'm most excited about these, the little bags. Okay, so here's the thing, like when we ship you something, it's actually not gonna be in these bags. I more so just got these for show, but I'm obsessed. Oh my gosh. And the colors match perfectly. Perfect fit. I picture myself like going about town and like just giving people, like gifting people things. That's kind of a vision I have. Okay, the brown is so rich, you guys. It is so chocolatey and stunning. Love that. Okay, this I'm nervous. I was like, ah! Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. These are so cute. Oh my gosh, they're adorable. Okay, so we needed the box to look like a Bible, and it is so good. How cute is that? It feels like expensive, like it feels like a old Bible is what it feels like. So the texture, which I did approve, so it's like a leathery, which is really nice, like it feels like leather, but that makes the print look a little bit like not even, like it's a little bit like imperfect, but we did approve it because like it makes it look like it literally old, and like it's like a little bit like ancient. Oh my gosh, I'm so obsessed with this. Last box. It should have the tissue paper and then the little pouches. I see more shipping boxes. Okay, I think these are the pouches. Yes. Okay, so this is what I was worried about, and my worry is correct. And I knew that it was going to be, oh, maybe you can't hear me when I'm doing that. Okay, so this is what I was worried about, and I was worried properly, but I don't hate it. So I knew that the brown of the pouch would be quite different than the brown of everything else, but I think it's okay. Like, it's better than I thought it would be. It actually looks good together. Like, it's not bad. Okay. If that was my biggest worry, and then my other thing that I'm slightly worried about, is that the tissue paper, it looked more gray than blue. So I don't know if that, see, the tissue paper, and it is blue. It is blue. Okay, perfect. It's way more blue than I thought, it's way more blue than I thought, and I'm so excited. Okay, good. Oh, The blue and brown. So good. Okay, I'm gonna like package an order and see what you guys think of it. So this is currently what our dining table looks like. We're getting everything ready to ship to the warehouse, who's going to be doing all of our shipping for us. So it's literally been like this for a couple weeks now. We've got like a tiny little 2 seats where we can eat. But yeah, entrepreneur life, guys. Okay, so when I do a reset day, I make soup. I make a healthy, gingery, just very easy chicken soup. This is probably the first recipe that I ever learned how to make, and it's so good. And we have it at least once a week, and it lasts like multiple meals. Like I'm making it right now for lunch, but then we're gonna have it for dinner as well, and probably at least my lunch tomorrow. So I'm gonna show you guys what to do. Okay, so first we chop, well, my husband chops. We do a full onion, about like 3 to 4 carrots, and like 2 to 3 celery sticks, a bunch of ginger, green onion, and like 4 cloves of garlic. We chop everything very coarsely because we like a more like chunky vegetable that you can really bite into, but you definitely could use like a food processor and have, you know, a little bit more of the chicken being the focus, but we really love the chunky veg. Okay, so I'm just gonna heat up some olive oil. I love this one. It's like very Italian, like you can literally just have it by the spoonful. So once that's getting warm, you can put in the onion and the ginger. I like to put my ginger in right away because I really like to get it going. Get it all coated. Get it all nice and coated with the olive oil. And you can let this kind of do its thing for just a few minutes. I'm also gonna add just a lot of salt because, you know, okay, and this is the only salt I'll ever use. Trust me, look it up. Okay, I forgot that I wanna make this. Okay, I decided to make this a little bit more of an Asian vibe, so I'm gonna put just like a tiny bit of sesame oil. That was probably like a tablespoon. Smells so good with the ginger. Now the green onions and the ginger. I really cannot stand, sorry, I'm not really good at holding this so much. I really can't stand burnt ginger or burnt garlic. So I always kind of put the garlic in last. I wish you could smell this. It smells so good. Okay, it's been like a minute since I put in the garlic and the green onion, and it smells amazing. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and add the rest of the veg and give this a little stir. Okay, I'm also going to add a little bit of soy sauce and fish sauce. So maybe like a tablespoon of soy sauce, and I will add more to the broth. I just want to get that saltiness into the vegetables, and then the tiny bit of fish sauce. Okay, those are all the sauces, just so you know. So now we're gonna add the chicken, which is gonna be hard with one hand, but let's make it happen. We'll probably do like 9 of these, and I just like to like get them touching the pan. Sometimes I burn myself. Okay, so I'm gonna let these just sit for a bit and then I'll give them a little bit of a stir just to kind of cook the outsides of them a little bit. And then I can add the broth and a little more soy sauce and a little more salt and pepper. And that's pretty much it. If you're like actually a real chef or someone who actually knows what they're doing and you see me doing a bunch of like violations that I should know better than, let me know. I'm always open to learning, but I'm also not claiming to know what I'm doing at all. And typically like the onions, they probably wouldn't be so clear because it's just taking me a lot longer to do all this because I'm also filming it. So there you go, fine print. Okay, I'm gonna add in 2 quarts of this. Just a little bit more soy sauce. And then basically we're going to turn this to high, let it boil. And then once it comes to a boil, put the lid on, put it down to simmer and let it sit for like 20 to 30 minutes, just until the vegetables are cooked through. And then we'll take the chicken out. I know it's like a weird process. We just like take the chicken out and chop it and then put it back in. I'm sure there's a better way to do it, but that's the way I've been doing it for like 20 years. Okay, I forgot to film the part where we cut off the chicken, but it's all chopped now. How good. And then I'm gonna garnish with some green onion too. I usually have cilantro, but I ran out. Okay, so the sun is finally coming out, which is good news. The bad news is this is my unpacking situation. Ooh, gotta be dealing with that today. And then my bathroom is probably even more terrifying. Okay, you're gonna help me. Okay, so I ate my soup and I forgot to tell you guys that what I also put on it is Chinese 5-spice. Typically I would put it in like the entire batch of soup, but Frank doesn't like Chinese 5-spice, which is crazy. So I just sprinkle it in my bowl. It's so good. So I think like Chinese 5-spice is like star anise, clove, what else? I think cinnamon, fennel, which you can't really taste the fennel. I'm not a big fennel gal typically. But yeah, it is so good, and a ton of sriracha. And I actually got some sriracha on my new sweater, so I don't know how that happened. Okay, so I'm going to fold my laundry because, okay, I don't know, this is gonna clank. Okay, I'm gonna put this backwards for now, which I will say I do love about this necklace is you can take the cross off and it'll just be like a rope chain, which also just looks cute on its own. So I know I forgot to wear my microphone earlier. I'm a very amateur blogger, but I do want to say that one thing I appreciate about vlogging is I feel like I don't care how I look. Like, I'm not going on an Instagram story looking like this today. I did do a little photo, but like video's different. I feel like there's such a different standard on Instagram where you have to like look perfect. And I just don't want to always do that, which I feel like is a big reason why I just haven't been on Instagram lately. It's just uninspiring. Like if I get dressed up and have a cute outfit and I'm with a friend who also wants to take Instagram content, then I'll do it. But honestly, on my own, I don't care. Okay, I just bought this fleece. Me and Kelly, on our trip, we wanted to have matching fleeces. And she got these from Ardennes, which I really have not shopped there for years. But hey, you know what? I'm gonna wear this a ton. And it was $25. So, okay, so what we're gonna talk about while I'm unpacking is, so I mentioned how the packaging was delayed, but that the delay ended up working out in my favor from like a spiritual standpoint. So
I started having a lot of spiritual revelation around the brand and the mission, but also just my own personal spiritual journey. And I've written podcasts on this, or I've done podcasts on this, and I've written blogs about the spiritual court system. And it's so interesting. So let me try and break this down for you in a very short way. So basically, Jesus is our lawyer, God is the judge, the devil is the prosecutor, and then we have these little angels that are rooting for us. They're kind of like on the sidelines. So I have just been hearing a lot more about them. I've been listening to this podcast called The Deep End, and I'm obsessed with it. I just love the deep spiritual stuff. And yeah, he had this guy on where they talked about the spiritual court system. And this was all kind of happening while I was experiencing this delay with the packaging, and I was freaking out because I actually filmed a bunch of content saying, oh, we're launching on October 28th. And I was getting ready to post that. And then I had to go and refilm everything. But you know what I might do? Because I feel like I liked the first ones better. I think I might literally just cut out the part where I say the date and be like, we have a launch date, and then put the launch date on the screen. Is that just being lazy? I don't know. I just felt better about those videos. The other ones, I was annoyed when I was doing them. I feel like the Holy Spirit was not pregnant was not present. So anyways, that's a whole side note. So I was all stressed out because there was this delay, and then I listened to that podcast episode, and then I started in my prayer just asking God for wisdom around that. And the content, like the downloads that came through to me and the Bible verses that were shown to me, and so many revelations happened where I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I think like this is what I need to do right now in my own spiritual prayer practice. So I started going into the courts of heaven every single day and doing repentance, but also breaking agreements. So I always say that in New Age spirituality, we think that it's manifesting and it is vibrational and good vibes attract good vibes and blah, blah, blah. But I think we can also see that that's not always true. And there's times where we have the best vibes ever, but we are still like having bad things happen. So it's not about being vibrational. It's based on agreements. It's contractual. So we make agreements with our thoughts, we make agreements with our words, but there's also through your bloodline, you can have agreements. So that is something that I've been working on, is being like, okay, what are these agreements? And even just looking at like my parents' lives, my grandparents' lives, and being like, okay, what possible agreements could be affecting me that weren't even mine to begin with? And if you study the Bible, it actually tells you that there can be 4 generations before you that you get the result of their sin. I wish I actually like wrote out the Bible verses for you guys. I feel like on the podcast I'm a lot more prepared and I have the Bible verses ready and I can spit all the facts. So make sure you listen to the podcast. So I've been going into the courts every day, repenting, breaking agreements. So it actually is important to be like really state the facts, because the devil thinks that he can deceive you and convince you that you are guilty of these things and blah, blah, blah. But obviously we are saved from the sin and absolved from the sin, but we need to repent of it, cut the agreements, turn away from it, and actually go to the court and have it actually absolved. And another thing that's interesting is one of the first things that you are meant to do when you get to the courtroom is ask about your book. And so we each have a pre-written destiny about us. And so when we are deceived, we don't think that we can make that destiny happen. So we need to be absolved from the sin, and then that clears the path for us to live the destiny that is already written for us. And then you can also ask for more guidance on your book. Just say, show me, like God's not going to show you your whole book and show you everything that's meant for you. Because if you know everything and you're speaking it out loud, you're like doing all the things, then the devil can come in because he doesn't know what's in there. The devil does not know what's in there. He is not that smart. He does not have that access. So the reason we don't know is because we're not ready for it yet. And if we started going for it now, it would leave more access points for sin, for poor agreements, for the devil to get in there and deceive us, to lie, kill, and destroy. But we can start to get little glimpses and little messages and little bits of guidance if we are obviously spending time in prayer, being in that constant state of being spirit-filled, and just really being connected. And that's why, again, this business has hit this little, it was like a small delay, like literally like a week, maybe a little bit more. But I just feel like in that week I've learned so much and I've healed and cleared so much. Like I'm talking like automatic clearance, where I had felt like insecure, like a certain way about certain things. And then I've gone through and done that healing and went into the court system, got the sins removed, and I feel completely different. And so I feel like that needed to happen, and I'm going to take it. And another thing, like I said, I got a little bit more clear about the message of the brand, and what God kept telling me is like, and I think I might have shared this with you guys already a little bit, but I was like, okay, this needs to be the main message of the brand. And it's about us seeing ourselves and our lives through God's eyes. Because again, if we're being deceived, if we're being tricked into thinking that we are not God's child, or that we are not saved, or that we do not have the birthrights or the inheritance from God, that we are not going to heaven, or whatever lie we've been told, then we, again, are not going to live out that book. So we need to see ourselves the way God sees us, so that we know that that destiny is for us, and we can start to work with God to make the destiny happen. So these are just some insights that I've been having. I feel like I need to do another podcast on this with more scriptural references, because I'm really just chatting as if you're sitting on my bed helping me fold laundry. But yeah, on the podcast, I always go deeper. So definitely listen to that. Okay, I'm going to keep folding. And then I'm going to go on my second walk of the day. And then I'm going to do a little bit of work. What I want to do is, because I want to start sending influencers and people who I just think would be good affiliates for God's Favorite, I'm going to start sending them DMs. So I want to make like a little lookbook, because obviously the website's not ready yet, but I want them to see the jewelry. And we have a few of our photos back, which are so good. So yeah, I realized I have not shown you guys the photo shoot yet. Okay, that's what I'm going to show you next. The photos are so good. So yeah, that's my plan for the rest of the day. And then dinner's already made, because I had my soup done for lunch, and yeah, easy peasy. And then I'm going to do a sauna blanket, but the sauna blanket is so amazing. I'll have to show you guys. Okay.